Okay, you guys, thank you for joining me on another video with Home and Garden with Nick. A lovely cup of tea. So, today is the 1st of February. An Irish patron saint called Saint Bridget was born on this day. So, we celebrate, tomorrow is a bank holiday here in Ireland, and she was born in Kildare, and she was the first lady to open our very first ever convent, so our nuns' convents here in Ireland. She was also an icon of feminine leadership, so she did a lot for women. She also was very good to the poor. She fed them, she stole butter from her father and bread and milk to feed the poor people in her area. So she was a lovely icon. She was also a very good weaver, and so traditionally on the 1st of February, we have in our houses what we call a St. Bridget's cross, which is this. And it is basically rushes from the grass outside. You tend to find them when the ground is quite wet, and they are cut all to even pieces and they are woven together to make this beautiful St. Bridget's cross. So that's a little story about St. Bridget. Now, the most important part. It's a feast day. What do we do on feast days? We eat. Feasts. So today, I'm going to be making for you Irish soda farls, because I and Carmelo fancy eating well today, as it's a bank holiday tomorrow, and it's not something I normally do, I have to say, but we are going to have homemade Irish soda farls, which are the easiest thing in the world to make, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But first, because we need buttermilk for the soda farls, we're also going to add to the equation homemade butter. Homemade butter tastes even nicer than Kerrygold, and you know I swear by Kerrygold. However, homemade butter so we can get the buttermilk to make the soda farls, and then I'm going to have a tray of Irish smoked back bacon in the oven, in the aga, with some black pudding. So Carmelo, Scooter, and I are going to have a soda farl with lots of butter, lots of bacon, lots of black pudding, and we might even throw a little bit of brown sauce in there. Who knows? We'll see. So, for the butter, you need a bowl, you need an electric mixer, you need 500 mils of double cream, heavy cream, whipping cream, whatever it is that you call it. And you also need a teaspoon of salt. You don't have to put the salt in, but I don't like butter without salt. Even when I'm baking, I always use salted butter because you're adding plenty of sugar, so you're taking away from the saltiness. So, first of all, let's get this cream done. And then I'll tell you, I want to speak with you a little bit about a tiny, very small little prayer that I found at one of the holy wells about St. Bridget. And I'll read that out to you. It's literally a couple of lines. I'm not trying to turn you all into Catholics, by the way. I just thought, as it's a nice day and spring looks like it's on arrival, the sun is shining, we'd do this little video. So, into my bowl is going my 500 mils of double cream, my 1 teaspoon of salt, and that is it. And I'm going to whisk that to within an inch of its life. And I will show you at the stage when it's ready. Start off slowly. We don't want any catastrophes. Sure we don't, Carmelo? There's cream all over the walls. Okay, so this has been whisking for so far 5 minutes. And Carmelo, you can come and see what's happening here. I'll turn it down so I'm not splashing you. You can start to see the buttermilk forming, okay? So we're not there yet. We're going to continue on another couple of minutes. We're going to get as much buttermilk out of that butter as we can. Okay, so that's been whisking for 7 minutes and we're there. And now I'm just going to get rid of the butter off my whisks. Okay, and then I'm going to get my colander and my tea towel underneath, and I'm going to use my hands to pull this together, squeeze as much buttermilk out as possible. And then we're going to take it to the sink and we're going to rinse it really, really, really well to get rid of all the buttermilk off the butter. So we're going to rinse it just under cold running water. You can dip it into a bowl, but I just like to do it under the cold running water. And there you have it, my friends. That is our butter. How easy! Okay, you guys. So these are butter paddles, and these were my mum's. And I always remember when my mum was being posh, when she had guests round for sandwiches or afternoon tea or whatever, she would always do her little squiggles of butter. So I'm going to try. I have done two, actually. They're not too bad. So you just take a little bit of butter and you roll it into a kind of a bowl, and then you get your two little butter pals and you just squiggle it round. And then you just get some nice little balls of butter with a nice little design on them. And there you are. And then people can delicately pick up one. I don't know, maybe she did it as portion control. Now that I'm thinking about it. One knob of butter per person. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shape my... Camillo, I'm very proud of these little balls of butter. Come and take a closer look and show my viewers how wonderful I am. Aren't they cute? Okay, Camilla's laughing at me. Okay, now for the rest of it, I'm going to just shape it with my paddles into what resembles a pound of butter. Only it's not a pound, it's probably a half pound. But anyway, I think that looks rather good. Anyway, it's not about what it looks like, it's about what it tastes like. There we are. That, my friends, is how easy it is to make your own homemade butter. Now, I have an apology to make. I said 450 mils of buttermilk, and that was a different recipe I had going on in my head. It's half a pint of buttermilk, and actually we got almost half a pint, 8 ounces, so we just need to top this up. And we may not even need to top it up, because sometimes the soda farls don't take all the buttermilk. We'll see how we go. I'll put a little bit extra just in case. So now we're going to get on to making those soda farls. But first of all, rewind back to a week ago in last week's video when I did the chocolate cake, and I also showed you I was doing my hyacinth bulbs for my guests coming for the bedrooms. And here we are. What do you think, folks? Aren't they just stunning? And the smell is just absolutely amazing. They just waft through the air. And that's what they're like now, a week later. Our little St. Bridget's prayer. Bridget, you were a woman of peace. May your mantle cover those who are troubled and anxious, and may peace be firmly rooted in our hearts and in our world. Amen. Okay, so I've got a frying pan on the aga heating up. So you want this to be a medium heat, not too hot or they'll cook too quickly on the outside and they won't be cooked through to the center. So on medium heat. And then most importantly, in is going our black pudding and our bacon into the oven. And that's going to be cooking away nicely while our farls are cooking as well. So for this soda farl recipe, you need 250 grams of plain flour. In we go. You need a half a teaspoon of salt and 3/4 of a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda or bread soda. And they're all going to get sieved in together. That is it. That is your dry ingredients. Okay, sieve them in together. And once they're nicely combined, okay, so I'm going to add my buttermilk slowly. I'm not going to add it all together. I'm going to add some and then I'm going to leave some behind because I want to make sure that I don't make the mix too wet. It's better to leave some behind than it is to have too much in there and then you can't take it back out. Okay, so that's my soda farl mix ready. So I've got 50 mils left, so I shouldn't have added that 60. I didn't need to add that 60 mils of milk. However, it's done. So it is exactly 260 mils of milk. And then once I'm going to just pop this out onto my table. Okay, so just sprinkle a little bit of plain flour over the top. Okay. Okay, and then you're just shaping it into a round and flattening it out at the same time. And farl is the Irish word for four, which is where it got its name from. Okay, a little bit more flour, just keep it. And once you've got it into what you think is a kind of a decent enough circle, you want to cut it into your 4. Okay, and then you want to pop these onto your heated pan. And once you pop them on, you don't touch them for 8 minutes. So you want to do them for about 8 to 10 minutes on each side. And then you will have the perfect soda farls. Okay, you guys, so the soda farls are cooked now. I just literally turned them on their sides to just give these a little bit of a crust as well. So now I am going to cut them open. Oh, and you can see that steam coming from them. Oh, they smell amazing. Okay, and of course, for that all-important butter, be generous with the butter. Let that melt in. These are by no means, if you were on a diet, the healthy option. But the diet is for tomorrow. Let's get some of that nice crispy bacon. Some delicious black pudding. And I will pop our other 2 soda farls down on the table so you can just see. So, sorry. You guys make these soda farls. And all that's left for me to say is, thank you, dear St. Bridget, for allowing us to be able to celebrate this wonderful feast. So guys, until next time, take care. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, and we'll see you all again very, very soon.